what they're doing is alienating the fans, so they might as well do fucking something. Secondly, they already had a AAA company offer them a AAA design on Mega Man.
That's true, yeah.
And it's a company that people would have actually trusted to do it because they're the ones that AAA'd Metroid.
Right.
And when Metroid Prime came out, everybody that was bashing it before it released was eating fucking crow because it was great.
Yeah.
And it was people from Retro. It wasn't Retro themselves, but it was the people who had essentially originally made Prime.
Right.
And it was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. This doesn't look a whole lot like what Mega Man used to look like. But you know what? You know what else didn't? Mega Man Legends.
Right.
And that is now one of the most coveted series in the franchise. It is one of the main reasons Capcom is so hated by their Mega Man fan base because of the cancellation of fucking Legends 3.
Yeah.
And yet it looked almost nothing like a traditional Mega Man title.
Right.
Battle Network looks and plays jack all like a traditional Mega Man title, and yet I was actually surprised to learn that it is more or less beloved by the general fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. And in fact, the ones where they tried to go back, Mega Man Zero, which the Zero series was more or less liked, then the ZX series wasn't as well received because they didn't know really how to do it anymore. They were resting too much on just being this old platformer rather than letting themselves branch out. Let the people from Retro make you a first-person Mega Man X game. Go for it. Let them go with it.
Well, the thing is, that's still a lot of money to develop.
Here's the problem with that.
And they're afraid.
In this very specific context. They're afraid of the money. They gotta be concerned about, we need to be able to be sure that we're gonna make a lot of money off these titles because they take so much money to produce.
Right.
Okay, fine. They put so much money, quote unquote, I don't actually know how much money went into it, into producing Legends 3. They made a fully functioning, playable demo, which they said specifically they were going to release to the public to gauge interest, never released it, canceled the game.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that, like, it's not, there's no way it's just, like, oh man, we didn't get the reaction. No, everybody was fucking hyped as shit for that game. The backlash from them canceling it cost them money.
Yeah.
Canceling the game cost them money, and they had a fully playable demo they never released to the public.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe even for an instant that the real problem is that they thought it wouldn't make money. Now, they've said that's what it was, but I think that's just pure bullshit.
Maybe they just really hate Mega Man.
I don't think it's Mega Man they hate. I think it's KG. Like, it sounds a little... Yeah. It sounds drama-y. Yes, I know. It sounds like kind of soap opera-y to say, oh, they're trying to... What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened.
That was weird.
Maybe that's the indicator that Ninja Blade downloaded.
Oh, maybe. And maybe it'll just come across as a little too fanficky in a way. To be like, oh, they're trying to get back at KG. But, there's actually some precedent there, because when he left the company, he insulted the company badly.
Yeah.
He made a pretty big point of saying what was wrong with not just Capcom, but Japanese gaming development.
Yeah, exactly.
He did not mince his words, and you could really believe that... And there was nothing I could do about that.
Right.
You could really believe that they would have gotten, especially with how old-fashioned Capcom is still acting, kind of like Nintendo in that way, you could actually believe that they did that entirely out of spite. There was no real reason to cancel Mega Man Universe anyway, especially since it was a smaller production that wasn't costing them anywhere near as much money as Legends 3.
Right.
And they're producing other games that, obviously, any game costs them money, gets released, is not released to any great fanfare either here or in Japan, and yet they still do it. And it's just like, I guess the games that are being released versus the games that are getting canceled just don't make any sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like,
And I think you're probably spot on with the like it's a personal thing.
it could well be.
Because,
That'd be really sad in a sense, though, to think like these major company executives are playing petty little games of rivalry with each other, but at the same time, they're human. And, you know, sometimes you get pissed off and you just fucking...
Well, I also...
Itchy.
I don't want people to be, like, mad at me for saying something that
I just say
can be considered, like, racist or anything. But the way
them being Japanese has something to do with it.
Yeah, no, the way Japanese companies operate is very much still in, like, classical ways and on personal levels.
I buy it. I buy that for... Oops, I fucked that up. That was my bad.
And, like, partnerships are everything. Like, you don't...
They felt betrayed.
Yeah.
And insulted, very much so, and so that was them lashing out. No, I'd buy that.
Yeah, betrayal and insult is, like, a big deal for Japanese companies still.
That's actually...
Especially companies that have been around for a long time.
Yeah, that's a topic that's actually been popping up a bit for me when talking about gaming economics in Japan with people, is how Japan is having a really hard time acclimating to the new world of gaming. Some of them are starting to get it. Like, Sony's doing way better than they used to. But Capcom and Nintendo, especially being as big a presence as they are... I know I chose this stage for some variety, but good lord, those fireballs are so hard to see coming. Like, they do feel, like, a lot of the companies there still feel like they're stuck in that old, you know, archaic way of doing things. Where it's like, it's funny too, because there seems like a really badly thought out contrast where they get in personal fights and grudges with an individual, yet at the same time they're ruled by their fucking their economic analysts and their checkbooks.
Yeah.
And so it almost seems like it doesn't seem like that would really fit. You'd think it would be that if they were so ruled by personal sort of, you know, vendettas or whatever, or, you know, personal looks at the way things are, that they would react to fan, you know, the people more so. They would be a lot more concerned about their public image. That Capcom clearly doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about their public image, seeing as they keep doing things nobody wants them to do unapologetically, you know, and just going, you know, just kind of whatever, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right about them getting stuck. Oh no, you know what I think it is? I was out of energy. I think it's when you're shooting the block they're connected to, so they're taking damage, it stops them from moving.
I've been, like, not even shooting anything.